The week of the 14th is another solid week with over 30 games. Let's review each one and see what they're about. I want to point out that this is just for the American region. I know that there are other regions that may release at different dates, and I also want to apologize if I mispronounce any games or if I missed any games in particular for this region. Let's get started. We have 8 games releasing on the 15th. The classic adventure return with Beamdog bringing Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 2, Planescape Torment, and Icewind Dale Enhanced Editions onto the Switch. It's a Dungeons & Dragons RPG that originally was published by BioWare in 1998. The first game revolves around Gorian's ward as you deal with the politics of the city. If you are into this style of gameplay, I would definitely recommend checking out the other 3 games. The Eyes of Ara is a point-and-click puzzle adventure game where you are alone on a remote island and you must uncover the secrets of the island by exploring a vast castle filled with different puzzles. The game came out on Steam in 2016 and is now coming to the Switch. The Ninja Saviors Return of the Warriors is a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up reboot of the 90s Ninja Warriors game on the Super Nintendo. Billy Bomber is a puzzle game where you transport Billy to the exit using dynamites and springs. This is a mobile game that is being ported over to the Switch. A lot of people have been waiting for this game and it's finally here this week, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt Complete Edition. It's an amazing action RPG made by the same people who are currently working on Cyberpunk 2077. It's the 3rd installment of their Witcher series, where you venture out as Geralt, the human-monster hybrid killer, in an expansive, diverse continent. Yes, the land is actually called Continent. If you buy the physical game, it comes with the Witcher Universe Compendium, a map, and stickers. Apparently, Walmart accidentally broke the street date for the game, so you may be able to buy it now, but the game's actual release date is slated for the 15th. Overwatch is finally coming to the Switch with its Legendary Edition. If you haven't heard of Overwatch before, it's a AAA game made by Blizzard that's a team-based multiplayer first-person shooter that was made back in 2016. It's critically acclaimed for its characters, maps, and writing, although it's known as the first game that really pushed microtransactions for only cosmetic skins. This game made it possible for other games like Fortnite and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, just to name a few, to introduce the same monetization practices, and although it doesn't ruin the game completely, it's definitely not my preferred way of earning in-game skins. Regardless, the game is less grindy than other monetized games, and the Legendary Edition on the Switch lets you get 5 Legendary Hero skins, 5 Epic Hero skins, 5 Origin Hero skins, and 3 months of Nintendo Switch Online for free. Not bad. Not bad. And we have Zombieland Double Tap Road Trip, which is a top-down twin-stick shooter based on the events from the first Zombieland movie. You play as the heroes from the original movie and from the sequel as you use your special abilities and weapons to stay alive against the undead. On the 16th, we have Little Town Hero, which is a turn-based RPG adventure game with a great story. You are in an isolated village on the edge of the world where villagers are not allowed to leave. You, the venturing protagonist that wants to see the outside world, sees an opportunity arise when a monster that no one has ever seen before starts attacking the city. The story starts from here and you discover more about these mysterious monsters as you progress. The game's soundtrack was primarily written by Toby Fox, who's known for creating the Undertale series. Then on the 17th, we have another 13 games coming out. Summer Sweetheart is an adventure love sim where you spend time with women and learn about their personal stories. It's a dating sim, which isn't my cup of joe, but hey, it's not like we have dating sims on the Switch, right? Right? Damaverse is a fast-paced 2D fighter where everyone is an overpowered gladiator and the goal is to take out everyone else first in order to get to the Power Crown. It came out on Steam last year and now it's making its way to the Switch. Felix the Reaper is a romantic comedy about the life of death. The game is portrayed as a shadow manipulation puzzle adventure game with a lot of dancing. It's a gorgeous game that's coming out on both Steam and the Switch. Stranded Sails, Explorers of the Cursed Islands, is an open-world farming game where you and your crew are shipwrecked on a bunch of islands, and you must ensure their survival, solve the mysteries of the island, and then eventually escape. Rabi-rabi is a bullet hell Metrovania type of game that was first released on Steam in 2016 and now is making its way to the Switch. You explore through the rabi-rabi islands as you collect power-ups to take down enemies. Battle Planet Judgment Day is a top-down shooter where you are one out of 3 most wanted criminals in the universe, and in order to reclaim your freedom, you must fight through police, military, and hordes of aliens. Sublevel Zero Redux is a gravity shooter where reality is falling apart and you must use your gunship to fight through hordes of deadly enemies. It came out on Steam in 2015 and is now making its way to the Switch. Sega Ages is a series of video game ports and remakes published by Sega, and this time they're releasing iChennit R and Columns 2, A Voyage Through Time. iChennit R, sorry about how I pronounced that by the way, is a puzzle game created back in 1994 and is actually the second game in the Puzzle and Action series. Columns 2 is another puzzle game created back in 1997 and is the second game in the Columns series. Both games were only released in Japan, so this will be their first time making its way to the West. The Jackbox Party Pack 6 is a casual party game with different mini-games that makes it easy to host a party. In Pack 6, they have mini-games like Death Trivia Murder Party 2, Weird Word Circus Dictorium, Hidden Identity Game, and so much more. Sea Salt is an 8-bit reverse horror strategy game where you play as the nightmarish force of Dagon by controlling a horde of minions. Where the Bees Make Honey is an adventure puzzle game that tells a story about reflecting on different moments of a childhood which are played from an adult's perspective. On the 17th, we have Kind, which is an indie 3D puzzle game about 3 personified machines that aspire to be musicians. It's releasing on the Epic Game Store, Xbox, PS4, Google Stadia, and the Switch. On the 18th, we finish off the week with 10 games. Pig Eat Ball is a top-down indie adventure game about eating, getting fat, and barfing on things to solve levels. It's basically a Pac-Man game, except you get bigger as you eat, which gives a different challenge and change to the game. A lot of people have been waiting for this game to come out. Ring Fit Adventure finally hits the shelves on the 17th. Some people view this as the spiritual successor to the Wii Fit game that was released on the Wii 11 years ago. It's an exercising sports game that incorporates turn-based gameplay where the player's movements and battle actions are based on performing certain physical activities using the ring con and leg strap. Get prepared to see a bunch of video game reviewers try and review this game. That should be fun. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition is actually 2 Digimon games rolled into one. It features the first game, Cyber Sleuth, and comes with the sequel, Sleuth Hacker Memory. It's an RPG where you control Digimon as you progress through the Cyber Sleuth story. Zeke Square is a game where levels are created based on the music, and your job is to move the square to the music by jumping, sliding, or dodging. You can also create your own music or levels. Safari Pinball is a pinball game. Not much to say here. I mean, the theme here is an African safari, and while this probably isn't the game for me, I can see someone picking this up for quick games. Mega Aquarium is an underwater management sim where you manage an aquarium, look after fish, manage your staff, and try to keep your guests happy. Return of the Obra Dinn is a puzzle video game set aboard a fictional East India Company ghost ship in the early 1800s. All the crew and passengers have disappeared, and you must find out as to the reason why. Starblocks Incorporated is a game where the objective is to load your rocket's resource blocks quickly before your opponents do. It's a puzzle brawler which features a career mode and local multiplayer. Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure is a game revolving around Scrat from the Ice Age series. It's a 3D adventure game where you have to get back to your prized possession by going to an epic quest to find 4 legendary crystal nuts scattered across the land. And last on our list, we have Warbital, an action strategy physics game where you are using cannons to take out your enemies with the goal of being the last civilization standing. Whew! All these games coming out just this week alone. With all these games coming out, it's feeling like Christmas every week this month. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below about these games coming out. I'm definitely excited for some of these, and I hope to see you on our next one. Thanks for watching.